All right, I think we are live. Welcome, everybody. My name is Brad. This is Brad's on a Map. Um, this is a project I've wanted to start for a while. Probably been thinking about this for at least 6 months. Um, yeah, I've just really enjoyed getting into board games the last couple of years, and it's always fun for me to kind of share my passions and interests, as well as teach people and make things that may seem like too complicated or too nerdy, and make them feel really accessible to everybody. So that's what I'm going to try and do here. I've got lots of cool stuff planned. I don't know how this is going to all turn out. So please give me some comments. This is going to go live on Twitch. I'm going to upload it to YouTube in the next couple of days. I'll start cutting some reels for Instagram and TikTok. Leave me comments wherever. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you guys want to see. I've got some fun stuff planned. This is the first episode, so please bear with me for the technical difficulties. And hopefully we'll just make this a little better every week. Cool. So there's lots of ways you can play board games. Obviously, the best way to do it is in person. Digital board games are no substitute for an in-person game night. But there's some really cool advantages to playing some of these games online. So right now, we're going to play a game on a website called Board Game Arena. Board Game Arena is kind of like a basic UI. It's nothing to write home about, but it's really cool that it democratizes a lot of these games. We can look through it here and I'm starting to think when I changed pages, it just didn't update, which makes me feel like you guys didn't see any of that. So let's change this to window capture. Okay, let's try that. This looks better. Okay. Okay, now it's updating. Well, that's amazing. Cool. All right, let's see if I can multitask here, because I'm going to guess that you guys didn't see any of the screen I was sharing. So let's go, while we're waiting for players here, let's see if I can click this and watch this game in progress. Now we're cooking. Okay. I'll keep an eye on that. I'm going to pop in this game, I think. But first, let's do another quick walkthrough here. Yeah, that was really disappointing. I don't know why that didn't work. So let's go back to a game in progress here and hopefully actually show you guys how this works. I told you, first time doing this, we're going to clean it up. Bear with me. So you can see we have this giant map here. Don't worry about the dark spaces for now. This is a special map. We're not going to worry about what that does. But we just have a bunch of cars in a line here. And you can see there's countable spaces on the map. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get to this turn. So these people are playing cards out of their hand to move a certain number of spaces. The more cards you play, the faster you can go, which is great in theory, but there's certain places where you've got to take your foot off the gas to handle certain situations. One of those is this turn right here. You can't go more than speed 4. So you can see this person is about to blow through this turn. Oh no, so they got through the turn and now they're going to speed through here. So you can see how they ended right in front of that turn because they just moved 8 spaces plus or minus. So if they had gone across this space, then they would have passed the speed limit for that turn and they would have burned all the heat out of their engine here. And they'd be screwed for the rest of the race. So you got to pick your spots on when you're going to slow down and speed back up, just like a normal racing game. And then, so handling turns is one aspect, and the other aspect is shifting. So upshifting and downshifting. So you shift your gear based on how fast you want to go. And if you ever want to double shift up or down, then that's going to cost you 1 heat out of your engine. All right, let me see this other game here. Oh, that game got full too. So let me get my game started again. Missed the window of that last game. And then if we can get 1 or 2 people in here, we'll just jump right in with the legend filling out the rest. I don't know why Mr. MCE wants to play with so few people. 3 is not a good player count for this game. A big part of the game is running into people and getting stuck behind people. So, you know, you really don't want to play with less than 4, in my opinion. Nobody wants to play with me. I just want 1 other player. Honestly, if I can get 1 more in here, I'll just start the game with 2 automatic players. I can do a game with just the automatic players, but it'd be more fun if I knew someone else was in here too. Why isn't it letting me start the game? Let me cancel this. Oh, is this saying like... Oh, I'm a dumbass. Okay, that's why. Because that's not the number of people. Okay, now I understand why this guy's doing this. So let's jump in this guy's table. So the idea here is that the legends will fill up to that certain number. So this makes a ton more sense now. I'm clearly great at advertising for Board Game Arena, right? So the cool thing about this is playing with your friends, and it's great for playing remotely with your friends live or asynchronously with randos. But you can see I'm not used to playing real time with randos. So hopefully now we can jump in this guy's. And what this is saying is, so we're going to have 3 live players, and then the legends, which are the fake cards, are going to fill us up to 6. Come on, just give me 1 more. I got a good feeling about this. And he wants to do Heavy Rain. I don't even know how to do Heavy Rain, man. Believe Heavy Rain is, well, it should tell us. It's like you got to be more careful going around turns or something. One more player. One more player. Yes, we did it. All right. Jesus, I'm going to get spanked at this game. Look at this guy's rating, 537. Oh, well. Okay. So first thing we're doing here is like we're drafting upgrade cards. The main bulk of your hand is just cards numbered 1 through 5. But here we're going to draft some extra cards. You can see I have my timer up here. So I have 4 minutes right now. I'm not going to think too hard about this. One thing I always like is to take an extra heat card. We'll see why that matters. If it's your first time playing a game, I always tell people don't go in trying to win. Just go in trying to understand by the time the game is over. So normally I'm playing this game with new people and we don't bother with the card drafting. So even like I've played this game a bunch of times and I don't know what a bunch of these do. This one lets you slipstream an extra spot. What is this one? Breaks are all about how they take 1 heat cards from the engine and move them into your discard. Yeah, I know that. What? Oh, it is a variable speed card. Oh, hell yeah. I like that. So burn 1 heat to control how fast I go. That's awesome. Wait, we're playing Heavy Rain, but this isn't Heavy Rain. I'm confused. So you can see we have 3 real players here and then these 3 legends. They have a procedure that they just follow and you can make them more aggressive or less aggressive. But it's important that you fill out the track with like 4 or 5 or 6 people because, you know, the crowdedness of the track actually plays into a lot of things. And we'll see that as we go. This man is hovering over every single tooltip and figuring out what each card does. Do not care. All right. I don't know what that purple thing is. Super quick. You look through your discard pile and move up to 1 heat cards from return them to your engine. Dang. But it slows you down. I think I'm going very handily this game. So like if you think about Mario Kart, or really any racing game where different characters have different abilities, like some go fast, but they can't handle as well. Like the big fat guys like Wario and Donkey Kong can turn really well, but they don't have a max speed. I think I'm going Wario, Donkey Kong, Bowser right now. So what is this one? Until you draw a speed accelerate. Nah, screw that. I don't trust that card. Let's just take the brakes card. Same thing. Like we're not playing in a tournament here, guys. We don't. There's a term in board gaming called AP analysis paralysis, where you're really trying to make the optimal move every single time. And if you are that person, just know that everyone else at the table hates you. You don't need to do that. There's a fair bit of randomness that goes into these games. You want to walk that line between pushing your luck, but also knowing that your strategy is better. So you don't want games to be purely random, but like, a little bit of variability is fun. Which of these breaks do I like better? I want to get rid of one of the breaks. I think This guy burns a heat, though. I don't like this one as much. This one's not speaking to me. So let's get rid of that one. Okay, so up top, this is going to be the procedure of how this round works. And so the first thing we're all going to do is we're going to play a certain number of cards. We're all starting in first gear here. And I want to play a certain number of cards to see how fast I want to go. That's going to affect my gear, and I'll kind of explain how things are going up to that point. So what color am I? I am blue. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to this turn. So let's jump up to third gear. You can see the cool thing about playing on BGA is it's going to count for me and tell me exactly how far I'm going. So let's actually do this, and let's go right up to the edge of that turn. You can see here I'm double shifting. So I jump from first gear to third gear. Anytime you double shift, that's going to burn 1 heat. That's what this symbol is right here. So that allows me to play more cards and go faster, but the downside is I lose one of the heats out of my engine. So these heats right here, this is your money in the bank. This is heat that you have to spend. This is the ability to push your car faster than it wants to go. So I have 6 heats available still, which means I can push my car 6 more times or multiple times in one turn. So, you don't want this to be totally full. You want to kind of be in that 2, 3, 4 range because you want to be pushing your car as you go. If you have 6 heat, that means you haven't been pushing your car and you're going to fall behind. Oh, I'm a dumbass. Why did I think I was blue? I saw the sky here and I thought I was blue. Wow, that's hilarious. Okay, that didn't end up biting me, but you got to pay attention sometimes. So I looked at this right here and I was like, oh, I'm the blue car. But no, that's just the sky and my dashboard is the color of me. So we move on to the next step of the procedure here. Well, it's covering up the dashboard, but we're in step 3 right now, which is moving according to my speed. So you can see I'm just going to click confirm and it's going to move me 10 spots. Now I have some more options here. So we are in this section right here. So what can I do? I can play adrenaline, or this is boosting, yeah. So I can boost, which is just start drawing cards at the top to go a little faster, and that's going to burn another heat. How much time do I have to talk? I'll talk for another minute or so. So what I could do here is boost, which is like, think of it as like nitrous. I'm going to take cards off the top till I get another number to go a little farther, because maybe I didn't go as far as I wanted to on that turn. I'm not going to do that here, obviously, because I'm right up against this turn. So let's pass. Now, I am technically behind this blue player. So like purple, you can see they're behind, so they could slingshot 2 spaces. Technically, I'm behind this blue player as well because he's the inside track. So the wind is kind of going this way. I can still slipstream or slingshot. But again, that's going to take me past the turn, and then I'm going to have to pay a bunch of heat. So we're going to pass that. Now what I can do is discard some of the cards from my hand based on what speeds I have. So if this was a really tight turn, I'm running out of time here. If this is a really tight turn and I had like 4s and 5s here, I'd want to get rid of them because I don't want to play them yet. So I don't want to discard any cards. I'll explain this more as we go. This is going to be an interesting balancing act of trying to explain this, but also note that I don't have a ton of time. Okay, so it reset. Cool. All right. So I got about 3 more minutes. Okay, so the speed limit here is 5. So if I want to stay under that, I need to be under 5. This looks like it can actually take 2 turns. If I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be perfect. That blows me through both of those turns. 6, 7. Maybe I want to do that. 6, 7. Nice. All right, what happens if I do this? That gets me to there. This might be a little dangerous. Nope, that's too much. Yeah, let's... No, because I got to pay the double turn fee there. So because I'm going speed 7, if I go past this turn, which the max is 5, I lose 2 of my heat. But if I do that for 2 turns in one round, then I got to pay 4, and then my engine would be empty, basically. So I don't want to do that. So let's do exactly 5. Let's not be too cute. So I'm going to get through 2 turns here and not waste any heat. Let's let the race unfold. One thing I really like about this game is there's a lot of rubber banding it's hard to get too far ahead and it's hard to fall behind. So we don't need to try and do too much in the early round. Somewhere on this board, it tells us how many laps there are in this particular map. There's like 8 maps or something at this point, so there's a lot of variability. You can play with the same group. They even have like a season tournament mode, which is really cool. Somewhere here, there is that's what this is. So you can see based on what place you get. So if you got first place, you get 9 points in the season standings. The other thing here is you can see that because I'm in second gear, I'm in a lower gear, I can cool down. And what cooling down is going to do is it's going to let me put this heat card into my engine. So heat comes out of your engine, goes to the discard. It's eventually going to come back into your deck and then to your hand, but you can't play it immediately. You have to figure out how to get into your engine. You do that by cooling down, which is anywhere you see this little thermometer symbol. So because I'm in second gear, I can cool down 1 card, which lets me take this heat card from my hand and put it back into my engine. And that's super valuable. I could react again, which is a blind draw. We're not going to do that. This is what I was looking for. This 3 right here. So this is a 3-lap race. This is going to be a long race. So we need to manage our heat effectively here. Don't be afraid to use some, but we also don't want to be stuck with 0 early on. So I'm going to tight turn here. I do have this flexibility here. I can make this card play 1, 2, 3, or 4, and that's really cool. So I'm not going to get rid of that 4. If I didn't have this, maybe I would discard that 4 in hopes of drawing lower numbers so that I could not draw out past this turn. But because I have this flexibility, I'm not super worried about it. But I'm running out of time here. So let's hurry up and go. So we were off to a slow start with the stream, no pun intended, but we kind of figured it out here. So for everyone joining late and didn't have to go through the initial technical setup glitches, you know, lucky you. Maybe it'll turn out that this is just easier to record these ahead of time and post them on YouTube, but we'll see. We're just going to play around for a bit. Okay. I am 1, 2, 3 spots away from this turn. The max speed is 3, so we can go a little faster than 3. So let's do a... And we got a big straightaway coming here. So let's do... What would this look like? 1, 2, and 3. So I'm playing 6 total. That would cost me 3 here. That's probably too much. So let's do... here. So one of the things that I'm worried about, that I'm going to do 4 instead of 3. All right, I got a minute and a half. I got time. You got to be careful of just trying to get 1 around the turn here, because you can see there's already somebody here. If this blue car was here and then I wanted to move there, I'd get bumped back here and I wouldn't make it around the turn. So I'm going to move a little farther just to give myself a little more wiggle room so I could slip by them if I needed to, if they try to block me out there. That's why this game is a lot more fun with more people. Not only for the idea of like slipstreaming and catching back up, but you can really crowd around these turns and you can box people out and get someone caught behind a turn. If you ever get caught behind a turn, you are behind in this game. Being 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces behind someone isn't a big deal. Being a turn behind somebody is a big deal. So we want to stay with the main pack here. I'm not really worried about this guy. This guy probably is out of heat. Let's take a look at purple here. No, he's not doing too bad. Okay, so moving 4 cells. And this was really good because now I'm connected to this person and now I can slipstream. So I'm going to move 4. Boosting again is just taking a random card off of here until you get a number card and then adding that to your total. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to pass. I am going to slipstream though. And I can bonus slipstream, which is cool because in this section, one of the powers for this section is you can slipstream 3. So if I had gone here, I'd be stuck right there. But now, because I'm attached to this guy, I can slipstream 2. And because it's a bonus space, I can slipstream 3. So we're going to move 3 cells. And all of a sudden, boom, I'm in second place. And I still only had to pay 1 heat across the corner because my speed was 3. That didn't count against my speed when I slipstreamed like that. How does my hand look? How does my time look? Okay, well, I'm running out of time. I might take 1 or 2 quick turns here just to build that time bank back up. Because you can get booted from a game if you take too long. If you're playing with your friends, it's not a big deal. Just don't be a dick about it. But in a game like this, I don't want to. I'm going to play a stress card, and I'll talk about the stress cards in a second. We're going to go stress 4-3. That's way too much. No, 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 no. No, I'm going to save my stress cards, actually. We'll talk about stress cards in a bit. 9. 9 across an H. And then, so that's 1, and then I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 heat for that turn, and then 2 for that turn if I go 5. So I got plenty of heat. So let's do that. So we're shifting up into 3rd gear. Another thing we want to keep in mind is once we get to this straightaway, we want to be in a high gear. So the scary thing is you want, like, you see a tight turn like this, you want to downshift, so you don't have to play like 1 or 2 cards for value 1 and 2. Then you're stuck in 1st gear, and you can't shift up high enough to really open it up on this straightaway. Okay, so we're going to move a little faster for a turn or 2, just so my time bank doesn't get too low. But again, leave me comments. Let me know if I'm not explaining this well enough, if I need to slow down. And we'll figure out how to make this a better experience every time. Why'd have to pay 2? Ah, see, and you got to be careful. So like, this was a bonus. Let me finish doing stuff here, and then I'll talk for a second. Okay, so this section, it's a bonus. You get something good happens to you, but right here, it's bad. So this turn right here, you got to pay an extra heat. So if you don't see that, you can get screwed over. So you guys just saw I counted, I needed 1 heat to pass here and 2 to pass here, 3 total for my next 2 turns. I'm starting to think ahead. If I only had 3, I'd be in trouble here because I didn't realize this turn is actually 2. It was 1 for my speed and then 1 for the penalty. Yeah, I don't know why the screen wasn't updating before. Everything I read said you want, like, sharing the application window was better than the content window, but it wasn't updating for some reason. It was like frozen. Okay. I am here. I need to get around that turn. I am going to be the 4th to move. This is perfect. So because I have 3, 1, 1, I can get exactly 5. Now I'm taking a gamble here that no one's going to box me out here, but I'm going to go exactly 5. I'm going to get around that turn, and I'm going to be in 3rd gear, which is going to let me open it up on this straightaway. All right, so let's see what happens here. So he's good. So as long as both of these people don't end up here, I'll be okay. If red ends here and green ends here, I'm a little hosed. But again, this is a 3-lap race. There's also some rubber banding effects where if you're in one of the last 2 places, you get extra catch-up mechanisms. You haven't seen that yet because I'm not doing terrible, which is cool. But it'll happen at some point, and then you'll see that I get an extra little speedy boost. Perfect. So he didn't take it, so I'm going to go here. I'm okay with losing contact with them, so I'm going to pass. I'm not going to do the boost here. I got to pay my 2 heat. You can see I have my tableau here with how many heat I have left. So I'm running low. So it's a good thing I got up to that speed, but I need to start cooling down at some point. But I got through this turn spot before I ran out of heat. Additional discard. No, I actually like that card. I'm gonna leave that card. So no additional discard for me. So my goal when I get back to here, I gotta get some heat into my engine by the time I get here. You can see I had like 6 or 7 heat and I used them all to stay in the pack here. But those heat don't automatically refresh. They're all in this discard. It looks like it has actually shuffled and gone back here. So eventually we'll see them popping out back into my hand, but I still have to get them into my engine before I can use them again. So my goal for this straightaway is not only to stay in contact with people, but I've got to get some more heat in my engine. Okay. So 3, 2. That's going to burn a heat. Fudge. Oh, no, it's okay. Okay, so now I'm going to use these stress cards. Stress cards, the way they work, they represent lack of focus or things just not going great for you in the race. And you get stressed out, you can't control your speed as much. So when you play a stress card, it's the same as a boost. That's why it's the plus symbol. You're going to start blind drawing cards off the top of your deck. And whatever number you get, that's the speed that you're going to go for that stress card. Now, you're going to draw until you get a number. So any card that you draw that isn't a number goes straight into your discard. And that can really suck when you play a stress card. So I just played 2. There's a decent chance that I draw a heat card and that just immediately gets discarded. So there's a little bit of a risk here that I waited to do this, but we're going to see. And again, as I'm explaining this, it's okay if you don't fully understand everything that's happening. Just try and get a 10,000 foot view. Where's my other hand? Just try and get a 10,000 foot view, and by the end of the game, you'll be like, okay, now I think I know how to play. A good game should take a full playthrough to fully understand. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. What is this pinwheel? Oh, it's just people moving, okay. So it's okay if you finish this like, I kind of saw what was happening, but if I was put on the spot and I had to play, I don't know if I quite know what to do yet. That's okay. Because these games are meant to stretch your brain a little bit, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's okay to ask questions. Hopefully someone at the game night knows how to play well and they can help you out and walk you through your first game. And if not, then you're all in it together, so who fucking cares? Question is, when am I going to find a break where I can run downstairs and get another drink? 9 cells. Are you kidding me? Oh, see, that resolved a 2 and a 2. And you can see, fuck, I discarded a heat. Well, not much I can do about it. So I just fell behind. How much heat do I have? I have 1. I don't want to waste it here. Pass. I'm probably going to have to discard some cards. Not you. I'm going to discard this one, and I'm going to discard this one. I need to fill my hand up with some heat so I can cool down and catch back up. There we go. That's what we needed. Damn it. But the problem is I'm not far enough behind that I can rubber band. So in a 6-player game, I would need to be one of the last 2 to get the free cooldown, but I'm not. But that card is really cool. So what that card's going to do is let me grab a heat out of my discard. Actually, no, I don't want to play that yet. I want to bump down to 3rd gear because I want to bump down to 2nd gear on my next turn and start really cooling down. I might actually intentionally fall behind a little bit so I get the free mechanisms in the back where you get a free boost without paying a heat and you also get a free cooldown. Problem is these are freaking legends and I'm worried that they're not gonna stay connected and I'm not gonna get that catch-up mechanism. So 4th place is really the worst I can be here. But it's a long game. We're only starting lap 2 out of 3. And honestly, if I can get to like here and I can boost and I can slipstream, I can catch back up maybe. We'll see what happens. We shall see. Okay. We're going to do some stuff here. No. I'm going to be patient here. I'm not going to panic and start. Like, I could burn a heat and try and catch that guy. 1, 2, 3. No. There's no reason. It's too early. There's no reason to do fancy stuff. Definitely not discarding from my hand. No additional discard. How is everyone else's heat looking? 1, 4, 0. So that's the other thing, right? Like, this blue guy who I'm trying to catch up with, he's out of heat too. Red is a... Is red a legend? That's wild. This purple guy is that 500 dude. I don't know if I'm going to catch him. That's okay, though. So we're going to do 4. We're going to do 4, 1. This is good. So this is going to let me grab a heat. If I'm reading this correctly, I get to look through my engine and put a heat, or I get to look through my discard here and put a heat directly into my engine. Oh no, it just shuffled. Mother. That's bullshit. That is dog shit. And that's why you got to pay attention. If I had used that card, there's no heat. I just shuffled my deck because I emptied the, so I emptied my deck, so I shuffled my discard and put it back into my deck. If I had used that card there, I would look through an empty discard. Man, that would have sucked. So, woof. Okay, but the cool thing is I can just do this. I'll go 8 total. I'm shifting down a second. Second's gonna let me cool down 1, so I can take one of these heats, put on my engine. So it's okay. We're doing okay. He says, convincing nobody. Again, purple, look at this dude. His rating is 537. This dude is an ELO, kind of like chess. 200 is pretty good. This stage is pretty good. I am okay. This dude is gross. So not worried about not catching that guy. Also, you know, winning's fun, but we don't play these games necessarily to win. We play these games to enjoy the experience. And you know, just feeling that stress of making dumb mistakes or the tension of catching back up, that can be really fun. Perfect. So I am going to be behind him on the next turn, which means I'm going to get that rubber banding for being in second to last place. Looks like I get it right now. That's sick. Yeah, so the two things that happen, let me undo my last step here. So I get to cool down 1 because I'm in second gear. I've got time, right? Yep, 213. Because I'm in second gear, I get to cool down 1. So I get to take one of these heats and put them in my engine. There's 2 bonuses here that we're seeing right here. If you're in the back, you get an extra cooldown and you get a +1 to your speed. So that's why this is giving me the option of cooling down twice instead of just the once that I earned. And I get a free +1 on the speed. But I won't get it the next turn. So I'm actually not going to do that because I want that benefit again on next turn. So I could have moved +1 here. Not going to substream. Could have moved +1 and jumped that guy, but then I'd be third to last again, or second. No, yeah, last, second to last, third to last. Be third to last, and I wouldn't get that rubber banding on the next turn. So I'm okay sacrificing 1 space there to get this catch-up mechanism. Do I want to discard? No, I want to use that. Yeah. Let's get rid of the break. I'm not feeling the break. I'm not feeling the spicy tuna right now. Okay. I still want to double do these turns. Double do. Yeah, so if I'm doing this correctly, I'm going to get to put these back in. I'm going to get to put at least 1 back in because I'm in second to last. How's my time? 2:36. Okay. So we're going to do this, and I'll kind of walk you through my strategy here. So we're shifting up speed a little bit, which is a little bit of a risk, but this is going to, I'm going to burn a heat, and then I'm immediately going to play this effect and take that heat and put it back into my engine. I think, if I'm understanding this correctly. And again, this isn't the fanciest website ever, but it's still, it explains a lot of the rules in a pretty good visual aspect. So you saw that person, this is the turn they just passed. You saw a little heat symbol pop up because they paid 1 to cross that. All right, I think after my next turn, I'm gonna run downstairs and grab another drink. I'm only saying that because I'm trying to think if I have enough time here on this counter. This 3 minutes is tough. You know, other games that are played with less people, there's more thinking time involved, but that's like a double-edged sword, right? Like more thinking time, you need to be more present and more focused. This one, I don't have to think quite as much, but it's also kind of like rapid fire, and I don't get longer breaks while other people are thinking. When you play lots of games, what you'll notice is you have time to think out your next turn while you're waiting for other people to take theirs. So if I'm playing with 2 people and they each take 2 minutes, did I pay my heat yet? Did I fuck this up? No, let me pay my heat first. Well, good news, guys. I fucked it up. No. I don't know. I might have fucked it up. I was hoping that it would resolve in a way that the heat would go into my discard first and I could use that, but it didn't. So fuck this game. All right, might as well give me my 4 heats to pay. Do I have 4 heats? Ooh, yikes. Okay. Well, how did I miscalculate that? Why did I have to pay 2 per turn there? What was my speed? My speed was 6. Oh, because, oh my God, I fucked that up so bad. So not only did I not get the benefit. Oh, motherfucker. Okay. Let me move 2 cells. So not only did I not get the benefit of this card because I didn't have any heat in my discard to then put back, it added a -1 to my speed limit, and I took a double turn, so I paid double. So that just hosed me. Fuck. Okay. Well, I might be in trouble now. Let's see if I can keep in contact. The good news is I'm going to be in the back now, so I should get some extra benefits. Luckily, I've got a couple of 1 speeds. Those are going to be helpful. All right, let me play my cards here. No, I'm going to wait a minute before I do this. So let me go click and take that slow and put that heat back in the engine. Shit. Well, it is what it is. All right. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Hopefully it's not my turn. Good boys. Ugh. Yes, wasn't my turn. Nice. So hopefully, as my beer explodes everywhere, hopefully you guys can see this game is a really cool balance of there is some strategy and there's some advanced stuff going on. If you're not paying attention like I wasn't, or I'm trying to be too clever, you can get yourself into some trouble. But, you know, it's not super stressful. Like, this is also just a racing game. And I kind of just effed myself over there, but that's okay because, one, it's a game. There's no, like, well, there actually is a World Series of Board Gaming, and this game is in there. But that's beside the point. There's no, like, pro scouts watching me play this game. If I lose, who cares? Sometimes it's actually fun, and you laugh at yourself when you just suck complete ass and get dead last in a game. You want to be that person. You want to be that person who enjoys winning, but enjoys losing just as much. Okay, where are we? I have 1 heat. I need to do something about that. I guess this module doesn't play with the 5 card. There's usually there's a 0 card and a 5 card, but I guess in the expansion you don't get that. I think that's what I want to do. So I'm going to stay in 2nd gear. Because I'm in 2nd gear, I'm going to get 1 extra cooldown. So that'll go in here. And you could see how it said 1, 2, 3, 4. Because this stress card, like I said, it's a blind draw. And it's going to be speed 1 through 4. And it showed me the range that I might end up at. And what I made sure is I wasn't going to pass this turn. You can see this person is burning. Man, this guy is good. He's a freak. He's the fastest kid alive. Hey, my co-host is here. Come on up, Rafi. Come on, buddy. If you don't come up, it looks like I'm talking to myself. Come on. Rafi, come on. Rafi, I will spend the rest of the stream trying to get you on camera. Come on. You have one job here, and that's to impress people with your cuteness. Oh! Here. Let me... Yeah. Why'd you sit up there? Nope. Okay. Well, he'll be back. Or I just scared him off. Who knows? That's the cool thing about cats is you can't control them. Wow, both the legends passed me. That's dope. Okay, so give me that cooldown. Give me that +1 to my speed. I don't think I want to use that boost yet. So let's pass. You can see I haven't totally lost contact yet here. I might on this next one. We'll see. If I can stay in contact coming out of this turn, I might be okay. No, I'm the board gamer with the dog host. Yeah, okay, so James, we got two niches here. You do the dogs and I'll do the cats. Okay. Do I want to discard any of these cards? No. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep pace with these guys coming through this turn. Where does that get me to there? That's good because then I have 2/1 cards, so I can keep my speed up going into the next this tight turn, and I can come shooting out of that turn. And I'm gonna get to cooldown, and I'm gonna get +1 speed for being the last. You don't have to memorize this stuff. Like, I've played this game a few times, so I can kind of plan out some stuff that's going on ahead of time. Obviously, this purple guy is insane, and he knows exactly what to do. But you also saw I got way too cute over here in this this little, it's more than an S, it's like a double S bend. And I really hosed myself because I wasted an ability to cool down, and I burned all the heat out of my engine. Are you just going to stare at me and pout now? Come on up. Or go in your tree or something. I put the tree there just so you could be on camera. Cats are very much creatures of habit, and he doesn't understand what we're doing right now, so it's not like part of his routine. But I'll probably do some stuff like put some catnip or treats in the tree so he gets excited when he sees me coming here to stream. And maybe my co-host will be more entertaining than I am. Hi, buddy, come on. Oh, big hops. Let's move the camera down a little bit. You want to come up? Oh, that's a good one. Come on. You're going to purr right into the microphone. We have some ASMR board gaming happening now. Okay, well, that's the one thing you can't do. You can't just have a big black tail at the bottom of the screen. All the way up or all the way down, buddy. Okay. Is everybody going to pass this turn? That's the one thing I want to find out. Is anybody going to stop before this turn that I can stay connected to? If so, I'm in really good shape. If everyone goes around this turn right now, I might be in a little bit of trouble. So red's going to do it. Okay, no, so we're fine. We're totally fine. So now I go to here. That's the 8 cells. I get the free cooldown for being in last. I get the free +1 speed for being in last. Maybe I shouldn't have done that so I can stay. Oh no, because I'm still behind this guy. So yeah. So once again, I want to stay second to last because I want to keep getting those cooldown or those rubber banding benefits for being towards the back. We're all playing for second place here. No one's catching this frickin' guy. So I could slipstream because I'm behind these people and I could go to there, but then I have to pay the speed limit for this turn. Not going to do that. So I'll pay the 2 heat for crossing that. And nope, don't want to discard any of those. I'm not in too bad a shape here. Hopefully I can draw. Okay, so I drew 1 heat. That's good. This is actually pretty good because I can take this turn at 3 now. So you can see here I'm in 2nd. Oh, I'm in 3rd. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. So we're going to go click, click, click. So I'm going to play these 3 cards. I'm going to stay in 3rd gear. That doesn't cost me my last remaining heat. And it's going to take me around that turn without having to pay this cost because the speed limit here is 3. So I can get through this whole turn without having to pay any heat. That's what we wanted to see. Now we're back in business. Move this over here so I can read the... Still dialing in my setup too, so the camera's in front of the Twitch chat here. Hopefully we have more people watching in the coming weeks, and I'll try and interact with you guys a little bit, but just the nature of being the first stream, I'm going to pan the camera down. So I do have a kitty here. He's not the most photogenic because he's black, but he's my black kitty. He's my little panther. I got a gray one around here somewhere too. Oh, there's those bright yellow eyes. Hi, Rafi. So we got 2 of them. I got 2 co-hosts. Hopefully we'll see more of them. Maybe I'll do some like Q&As and I'll try and have them a little more featured. But yeah, man, this is what I like to do. This is one of my favorite hobbies, and it's really fun to interact with people. Hopefully this provides me another avenue to interact with you guys. Holy crap, red guy just took off there. All right, so now we are just trying to get on the podium because red and purple are blown away. So I'm gonna go here. We're not gonna add +1 to our speed. Damn it, if we did 1 more there, then we could have slipstreamed them. So I'll do this just to show you guys. I'm gonna undo it. I get a free +1 on my speed for being in the back. And now you can see, because I added to my total speed 1, 2, 3 +1 to 4, I'd have to pay a heat. So I don't actually want to do that. But this game is actually pretty good about giving you warnings. Are you sure you want to do this? You're going to burn through the heat in your engine. So let's undo that. I'm still towards the back, which is good. 2 and 3 are okay. Fuck that 2. Let's get that 2 out of here. It's also worth noting that like when you teach a game, you're kind of distracted. So anytime you are the host of a game night or you're teaching, expect yourself to not bring your A game. 4, 3. I could use that now, but I don't want to use that speed. So we're going to do 4, 3 boost. Am I going to double boost again? I don't love this strategy, but my other option is playing a 2 here. And odds are, so this is going to be a 1, 2, 3, or 4. I think the odds are in my favor. One of the best ways to get good at this game is sort of like counting cards. You understand what the distribution is and what you have in your deck versus your hand versus your discard, and you can kind of plan out what you're going to get. So I'm looking at this and saying like, okay, well, I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, or 4. I have a 2 here. What are the odds that both of these are less than the 2 I would play as an alternative? And if you know what you've already played, which I'm not looking at my discard that much because I'm scrolling through the screen, you can also know, you can get a little better sense of what's left in the deck coming up. I taught this game to some of my coworkers, and by far the best player of the people I taught it to was the guy who plays blackjack and knows how to count cards. It's a whole section of board gaming of hand management and deck building, where if you like casinos and you like, you know, poker odds distributions or blackjack, there's a really easy mapping to a lot of board games. We call them board games, but you know, it doesn't have to involve a board. There's a lot of cool games that are purely card based. I've got one in mind for my one of my upcoming streams here. So I'll use the term board game, but it doesn't have to be on a board at all. It can be purely card-based if that's your jam. So I got a 4. Okay, so that was hit and miss, right? Like, so I drew a 3 and a 4. No, I think I had 3, 4, and then I drew 4, 4, and that's good. I also think I discarded a couple of heat going through, so that's always risky. So I'm keeping pace, and that's good. So we'll move our 15 for that total. We'll take our bonuses here. Give me that. Give me that. Give me my slipstream. Because remember, I'm technically behind this person because they have the inside side of the track. So you can think of the wind going this way. So I do get to slipstream as well in a second here. Yep, move 2. Let me take a look here. I still don't like this 2. I'm gonna get this 2 out of here. And that was a cool animation. You'll also, you know, when I'm playing online here, so it's explaining what to do next, but that's what this tableau is. This isn't my favorite iconography for a player mat to tell you what to do, but as you go left to right here, it's explaining the steps. How much time do I have to talk? 3:45. Okay, so like this first one is selecting your gear and the number of cards you want to play. So that's choose your cards, move your gear, move according to your speed based on what gear you're in. Or maybe that's what this one is. No, this is like choose your gear, choose your cards based on your gear. So 1, 2, 3, or 4, and then play that many cards, move according to your speed. The top here is the last place where we're banning. So you can see it's like if you're in last place or second to last place in a 5-player game, you get these bonuses. Then you add your cooldowns, you play any more heats, then you slipstream, then you pay your turn penalties. And yeah, so it gets easier to read board game iconography the more you play. But when you play online like this, you don't have to super worry about it. All right, 3 minutes left. I'm in pretty good shape right now, I think. Do I have heat in my hand? Every fucking time, man. Every time I get this card and I want to play it, I have no heat in my engine to play it with. Ah! I will use you before this game is over. Okay. Do I want to double shift down here? I have to. Yeah, I have to. Well, luckily I'm going to get some heat back here. So I'm going to have plenty of heat going into this this last lap, which is good. And you can see how like this guy was so far ahead, but he's really not that far ahead. Like he's going to win because he's got through a couple of turns. But you can see how even though these guys were all opening up their engines, they're really not that far ahead. And especially because they're not a turn ahead, everything's okay. So these guys are 1 turn ahead. So that was risky of them. So let me take a look at red and green here. They're legends, so I can't understand what they're doing. So you don't want to super worry about their tactics. Who is the other guy? Blue is the other guy. So you can see he's kind of struggling with me. So he's only got 1 heat in his engine. So I'm glad I'm not him. All right, let's start cooling down. Boom, now I have 4 heat in my engine. That's a good spot to be in. We're gonna add +1 to my speed. That's good. Don't want to do, again, so the boost is blind draw off the top until you get a number card and then go that. So I can't control what it is. And because I'm at a turn and I'm already above the speed limit for this turn, I'm not going to do it. Same thing with slipstream. It doesn't count against my speed, but all of a sudden I have to pay this penalty and I don't want to do that. I actually like where I am being in contact with these guys. And I'm hoping to take advantage of that on this next turn, depending on how far they go, because they'll probably be around here. I doubt that they, they're legends, so I don't exactly know how they move. They're automatas. So I can't look at their maps and see how much heat they have to go around here, but I'm not super worried about it. Okay, I have a heat in my discard, so I'm gonna get to play this fucking cold air intake, finally. All right, so no additional discard here. Now, the good thing for Riley MD here is he's technically behind me because I'm on the inside of the track. And so he's going to get those cooldown rubber banding benefits on this next turn. Maybe he's doing the same thing. I'm going to try and get better about less gendered terms of talking about opponents, but bear with me as I get better at talking through my thought processes while also trying to play these games. But hopefully Riley is doing the same thing I did in the previous turn, which is like, I'm not going to be in the front, so I might as well stay in the back and get those catch-up mechanisms. Okay, so I need to get through both of these turns for sure. What I think I might do is, I don't really need to cool down, so I can go 2-1-1. I swear there was a heat in here. I swear I saw one. If it's a mirage and there's no heat in there, I'm going to be a sad panda. Oh, no, Brad, stop. We did this in the last turn. This has a penalty of my speed. I almost made the same mistake twice in a row. Okay, so we're going to save that until probably this turn right here, and then that'll help us cool down. So where are we at here? Let's do 3 and 2. I got a minute and a half, so I'm good on time. Okay, so that's going to get us through both of these turns. I'm hoping one of these guys is going to end here. If they both end up here, I'm hosed again. If just one of them is here or here, then I can slipstream and I can be right up against that turn, which is what I'm banking on. So let's do that. Because I'm in second gear, I'm going to get to cool down this card right here. And then I got to use this variable. Oh, yes. Okay. But am I going to burn 2 heat to do that? I don't know, man. This is the last tight turn of the game. I got to play this correctly. And this is the other thing I don't like playing with these legends, these AI bots, because I can't look at I can't hand watch or table watch. Motherfuckers. Okay. Well, that was a bummer. I didn't expect the legends to do that. I can't look at them and predict what they're going to do. I'm too lazy to memorize it. But I'm still in contact. It's okay. If they both cross that turn, I'd be pissed. Not going to risk a boost. I could risk a boost there and hope I get a 1 or a 2, but that would be dumb. I've got a lot of heat to play with, so I'm going to try and make a move here, probably around this turn. No additional discard. Ah, shit. I didn't realize. I must have been talking through my turn. I didn't even realize that. Okay, I might have to take the next turn or two kind of fast so I don't time out. But it looks like I'm going to get the cooldown benefits on this next turn. Bye, kitty. He's going to pounce on his brother. You're going to hear some screaming, some hissing here soon. There's one aspect of this game that we haven't even talked about yet, and that's burning out or spinning out, whatever it's called. How much time do I have? 1:48. I'm going to try and take this a little faster. Let me do this first. Let me do this. So now I'll play this. I'm going to pay an extra heat. No, because I'm just paying a heat to get a heat back. That's not a good time to use that card. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to shift up, and I'm going to get around that turn. I'm going to pay one of these heats, but I like to be in a high gear coming into this next turn. Bad things happen if you don't have any heat to pay your turn. So okay, so the max speed around this turn is 3. I have 5 heat. So if I went, let's say 10, I have to pay 7 heat. If I can't do that, I do what's called spinning out. TLDR, you're kind of fucked if you spin out. You're going to downshift into first gear. You have to go back to the beginning of the turn, so you have to make it through the turn on your next round. And you add 2 more of these stress cards. So it's like, oh, crap, I fucked up. Now I got to try and catch up. And you're stressed out as a driver. And so more stress cards means less precise control over how you're driving. So maybe in the first round it's not the end of the world, but like, actually maybe here it's not the end of the world because the game is almost over. But at the beginning, doubling the amount of stress cards in your hand, you'd be in trouble. Okay, so I don't know, guys. I might have really hosed myself on that last lap, not reading that card correctly, trying to get too cute with it. All right, so we're moving 4 cells. That's good. I get my +1. Not gonna do my +1 because I want to save the heat, and I'm still gonna be able to slipstream, and I'm still gonna be second to last, so that's all good. So now I can slipstream 3 cells. No, undo last step. I'm gonna slipstream 2 cells. Because again, if I'd rather lose that one space and get those second to last benefits. It's crazy how far ahead this guy was, and he's still right there. All right, I'm not going to discard anything. I don't really have a plan coming into this game. I only have 30 seconds. Okay, now I have 2 minutes. It's kind of cut off, you can see on the screen, but it says my turn. I have 2 minutes and 14 seconds. All right, so 4. I like that variable. No, let's just do some stuff and see what happens. Boys, what are we doing? But could this counteract? Because that's... No, this is that 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I like this. This is going to let me control how much heat I burn here and what place I want to be in. I think that's a really smart move. I've got plenty of that, so I'm going to get that heat back. I think this is smart, but every time I've played this freaking air intake, it has not been smart. So let's see if I'm incorrect again. Yeah, so like this guy's clearly the best, but he's not pulling away as much as you'd think. You really want to count the turns between people, not the spaces between people. It's really hard to pull away in this game, and that's what makes it a fun game. Oh, look, and the red legend just passed him. Why is the red legend so good, but the gray legend is ass? Okay, just resolving other people here. Got a minute 25, so can't think for too long on this turn. Okay. So we're going to move 8 cells. Perfect, because that doesn't cost us any heat to go around this turn right here. And now I'm going to get a bunch of bonuses. So yeah, give me that. Choose a heat card to put back in my engine. Doesn't really matter which one. Choose up to 1. That's funny. Give me, do I have any heat here? I do. So now let me cool down. I'm not going to do this. What does this say? I'm supposed to be able to look through cards. Maybe that's in the next step. I do have to pay an extra heat here for using that card, and that's fine. So now I'm going to do this. This is what we're looking for here. So 4, 4, and 3. So give me all... This was that last thing this card did. Is it still here? Yeah, I can look through the discard and put 4 cards back. So I'm going to get all of my fast cards. I only did 3. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Cancel. Cancel. Pass. Oof. running out of time. Whew. Okay. Wait, no, yes. Move 2 cells. It's fine. It's fine. Please don't boot me. Please don't boot me. Yikes. No additional discard. Fuck it. I just got to move at this point. Like I said, it's a fine line to walk between trying to explain the game, but also knowing I don't have a ton of time. Okay, so have to get around that turn now. So what gear are we in? We're in 3rd gear. So let's go 3, 1, 2. That's going to cost me 3 heat. Or do I do this? No. 3, 2 gets me across. You know what? Screw it. We'll go here. I don't have any heat that I'm going to get back anyway. We're going to do this. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. Didn't have a ton of time to think through that endgame strategy. This is not like this is the worst part of the game, to actually be running out of time. But, you know, whatever. Okay, so what did I do? I moved 6. I think it puts me to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm hoping by moving farther, I'm going to stay in contact with somebody. I'm worried about going here and not being able to slipstream. I definitely want to slipstream here. Those 2 spaces are going to be everything. I'm in 3rd gear, which is good. Everyone's in 3rd gear, so I'm not special. Ah, see, blue downshifted. That might cost him. And he lost the heat, but he gained some heat back. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, see, this is what I wanted. And you'll see in just a second. Okay, so Riley's running out of heat too. So no one's got a ton of heat. So being in 2nd gear, he's actually in trouble because he can't double shift from 2nd to 4th. So this is what I was hoping. That I was worried that I only went here, I wouldn't stay in contact and be able to slipstream. But because I did, now I'm in a slingshot by him. I got to pay my 3 heat. So I'm out of heat, but I'm in 3rd gear. I'd much rather be out of heat in 3rd gear. Well, because he can double shift up too. Never mind. It doesn't matter. It's 6 and 1. That's not a bad hand. Okay. We'll see what I draw. That's a really good hand. Bloop, 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 bloop. Not enough to cross the finish line, though. I don't have a heat to boost. Darn it. Well, I take it back. Having a heat would actually be beneficial. Oh, shoot. Okay, so no one's finishing this round. No, he did. See, that's the thing. If I have 1 heat left, which I don't, I could boost and do what I need to get across the finish line. I don't think it's going to happen here. We'll see what happens. Stop, 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 stop. Fuck you, red. Oh my god. Man, that red legend was moving. And now I can't slipstream on anybody. You can see, because I don't have any heat to pay, this option to boost and blind draw is grayed out. But 1, 2, 3. I wasn't going to pass anyway. I think what I really want is to beat this blue guy, because he's actually a human. The automatas don't matter. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Well, he had a slightly better draw than me. No, actually, I'm technically in front of him. But he can slipstream me. He's not going to cross the finish line, though. So let's see if I can get 3rd place here. I won't be too mad with 3rd place, especially considering I'm not paying attention. I'm just like focused on articulating the game and not like in depth on my strategy. And so I'm burning my clock talking instead of thinking. So yeah, take that, Riley MD, rated 195. Oh no, but I have a terrible starting hand. Oh no, 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 no. Well, Bloop, 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 bloop. Once you cross the finish line, the race is over. I don't have to worry about this turn. But I'm going to be honest. I think I'm hosed. It's not a great last draw, guys. We'll see what happens. It depends on the boosts. What did I draw? Oh my god. I drew dog shit. That's what I drew. That sucks. Cards just didn't happen for me in the end. I still don't have any heat to react and boost. If I did, I could slip. No, I can't slipstream past the finish line, but oh well. So you can see how like you take the car after finishing, you place it here, and you get these point standings for later races. So this game has a module to play a 4-race season, and you can play 4 different maps, and there's extra bonus stuff like there's like press boxes and stuff and sponsors, which I don't even know how to play. And you get a certain amount of points based on how you placed. But alas, I wasn't able to pull it out in the end. I never thought I'd beat this purple guy. That person was crazy good. As you can see here, I spent a lot more time thinking than everyone else did. They would probably hate me. They probably want to like report me for taking so long, but you know, that's the kind of like the risk you pay when you're teaching a game. So I didn't do terrible there. I didn't embarrass myself. I did make like 1 or 2 silly mistakes, but I tried to keep base as best I could. But yeah, so that's Heat, Pedal to the Metal. This is one of my favorite games for intro people. It's one of my favorite games for larger groups. You know, you can see how there's like a bunch of mechanics involved with the steps and the thinking through turns and the strategy. But at the end of the day, you don't get lost in what you're doing because you're just racing a little tiny toy car around a track. So as long as you have that to like anchor onto, you can figure out thematically what the rest of the pieces mean. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite games. Really fun to teach. When I planned on doing this content creation idea, I always knew this was gonna be the first game I teached. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you did, or let me know if you didn't. Let me know if there's other game types that you'd rather see. When I teach games, I always ask people to tell me like the good and the bad. Like, what did you or did you not like about that game? Because then I can factor that into the next game I try and teach you. Game preferences can be very personal. So if everyone watching this tends to not like certain things, like they don't like the card aspect, and they want more of a worker placement thing, like placing people on a move and knowing where to go, and it's less random and stuff like that, then we can play games like that. Just let me know what you guys want to play. Let me know how the teach was. Was I just like the worst teacher in the world? Is this not interesting to you at all? First time streaming. First time. I've taught games before, but I've never taught games live while trying to figure out all this streaming software and not time out and get booted out of the game and stuff like that. So certainly lots that I can improve upon. So please give me that feedback. Anyone who's watching live on Twitch, Board Games James, really appreciate it. Anyone who's watching this on YouTube, you're going to watch probably a cleaner version, and you can skip that first half hour. I'm going to make some shorts out of this too. So just leave me comments wherever, whatever platform you're watching this on. Let me know what you liked and what didn't like, and we'll just try and make it better every week. I still have a lot to learn about the streaming software. I want to try and add music in, but I got to figure out how the audio layering thing works. This is all in my wheelhouse. I work with computers for a living, so I can figure it out, but it's just a matter of the time to set it up. I'll try and get some cleaner overlays here. I want to have some other people on the stream as well. I'm talking to some of my friends and board gaming regulars, but also anybody watching who wants to try this out with me. Is there's a particular game you want me to teach you? If there's a game that you want to teach me, just let me know. But really appreciate everyone who took the time to watch this. Hopefully you are 1% more interested in the idea of board games, and you see the appeal of this as, you know, a social hobby, a great adulting hobby. As we get older, it gets harder to figure out ways to interact with our peers. And I've always found this a great centerpiece for a social engagement, whether it's in person, which is obviously the best way to do it, but also, you know, sometimes some of your friends are sick, they have kids, they can't get out as much, they don't live next to you. Playing online like this is a great option. We're also going to look at some games with a better digital production. Board Game Arena is sort of not a great way to explain it, but it's like the Wikipedia of board game platforms, where there's a lot of them, but it's not necessarily the best UI. This one's pretty good, but none of them are going to blow your socks off. Board game manufacturers do pay actual software companies to make really nice immersive digital experiences on things like Steam. So we're going to look at some of those too. But I think that's enough rambling for one day. Really appreciate everyone who's watching this, and I will see you guys in the next one.